The Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, HSGAC, of which U.S. Senator Rand Paul is the ranking member, has passed the bipartisan Reforming Emergency Powers to Uphold the Balances and Limitations Inherent in the Constitution, Republic Act. This legislation, introduced in May, would allow the president to take immediate action in crises. However, it would also require congressional review of any presidential invocation of emergency powers that threaten the constitutional principles of separation of powers and due process. The Republic Act reins in the blank check of power presidents write for themselves in the name of self-declared emergencies, stated Dr. Paul. It preserves the president's authority to act immediately to defend our nation in a real emergency. Under current law, specifically the National Emergencies Act of 1976, the president is authorized to unilaterally determine when and how to activate extraordinary powers not permitted during normal operations. Once declared, emergencies are rarely terminated. For example, the national emergency regarding the Iranian hostage crisis declared in 1979 remains in effect. Certain powers are so contrary to the principles of a constitutional republic that they should never have been granted. One such power, granted under the Communications Act of 1934, allows the president's nearly unchallenged authority to restrict access to the Internet. This includes conducting email surveillance and controlling computer systems, television and radio broadcasts, and cell phones. The executive branch issues secret presidential emergency action documents. These documents have previously authorized the detention of dangerous persons within the United States and the suspension of the writ of habeas corpus during emergencies. The Republic Act would allow the president to exercise emergency powers for 30 days before requiring congressional approval. If a national emergency is not approved or renewed, the president may not issue a subsequent declaration or exercise emergency powers concerning the same circumstances. The act would provide expedited procedures in both houses of Congress to consider joint resolutions of approval. It would also terminate the president's ability to seize control of U.S. communications infrastructure under the Communications Act of 1934. It would prohibit the use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA, to sanction U.S. persons without due process. Finally, the act would require the disclosure of presidential emergency action documents to Congress.